Hello and welcome to Neithl Kingdoms. We're going to go over some of the rules here. If you can see right here, I have a somewhat drawn out map of the map that we have. Um, so basically, what we're going for in this server is we want a north versus south kind of thing. So this island right here that I'm pointing at is going to be the tournament aisles. This is where the arena is currently built. Gladiator arena, things of that sort are going to happen there. Um, and then this island down here is going to be where the Hunger Games and things of that sort, mazes, puzzles, Castle Wars events is going to be held here. So these two islands right here are going to be off limits to build on. These are going to be the only two islands that you cannot build in. Um, this area right here in the middle where the kingdom is, this is going to be PvE only. As you can tell right here, right to the right of this lake, is what we're going to have for the market, and it is already built, and there is a trader mod enabled. There's going to be things that you can buy and sell for gold coins, silver coins, and copper coins. Right here is going to be the kingdom. Anybody can live here. If you do not have a settlement or you recently just got kicked out of an island and you have no place to go, there's places here for you to bind and live at, and there are, you know, things for you to use, warehouses, there's cooking shops, smithing shops, carpentry shops. I mean, everything that you could need is here in the kingdom. Now, this is going to be a PvE only, so any wars that take place between the north or the south do not flow over here. I don't care if you guys are having major issues, major war. If both sides come to the market to trade, buy, and sell things, you must be respectful and you must mind each other. Do not argue, do not attack each other in the shop or the kingdom area. So let's get into our north and south and what that actually means. So, to begin with, in order to become a kingdom, since this is the beginning of the server and we still don't have a lot of people right now, excuse me, um, right now it's going to take 100 coins that must be payable to the king or the queen, the high king or queen, in order for you to become a kingdom. And currently, we're only going to allow a north king or a south king. And that is going to be the only stone structures. That's going to be the only castle structures allowed on the server besides our arena island or our Castle Wars or Hunger Games island. Which these are all GM, those two are GM controlled. Anywhere else you could build whatever. Naturally, these islands that you can live at here are going to be PvE unless you want it PvP. So basically, if you are a peaceful person and you're living on the island, like say here, um, if you don't attack anyone, you're not involved in any wars or anything like that, you do not have to pledge yourself to either north or south. But the moment we find out that you're attacking someone or raiding someone, you must then declare which kingdom you're going to be a part of. And once you do that, then your PvP is enabled for you. So once we have our kingdoms built, naturally, um, if you're on the northern continent, you're going to be a part of the northern kingdom, and vice versa for the southern. Um, the kings are gonna take up most of everything when it comes to any political um, things that need to be dealt with, or if a settlement's running low on wheat and it's during the winter and they have extras, if they can't get it through the market, then they can go to their king and ask for assistance. and everything is going to be governed within that continent that pertains to that continent. So, for example, if the North King is a very unjust, you know, rotten, selfish king, then the people can vote by majority to abolish him, to kick him from his kingdom. And um, that will be done by Judgment Hour. The people of that continent that is taking over that king will be able to go in and destroy the castle, kill the king, loot the castle within a 1 hour time frame. Now, if the North Continent has Judgment Hour, that means if you don't live on that North Continent, you are not supposed to be there, and you are not supposed to be involved in that at all, and you will be dealt with as so. So now the king can get rid of a settlement or make them move if he does not like the way that they are, meaning that, you know, you live on the northern continent and you're attacking the northern people, and the king catches you doing that. If there's enough vote, or if he just flat out has enough proof within his own, you know, body, whether it be judges or whoever, if he decides that you need to move and he tells you to move, the general ruling on that is going to be whatever you can carry, take it and go somewhere else that does not involve the northern continent or wherever that king allows you to go. And if you have to seek refuge in the southern kingdom, then you need to go and talk to the southern kingdom, and you need to find out if you can live there. Generally, you're going to get a little bit of time from the northern kingdom before he's able to make you move, and that might be one in-game day or one real-life day. That's up to further discussion between the kings, but and I'll update any rules if I need to. So the North Continent's going to rule itself, and the Southern Continent's going to rule itself. Now, for instance, if the Southern King does not like the way that the North King has been treating his people, you know, like the North King is sending people down here to raid, and the South King gets tired of it, he can then challenge the North King to a server war. Judgment Hour will be turned on for that event. Now, if you're a part of the Southern Continent and the Southern Kingdom, if server war happens, you are required to fight. Your king must supply you with weapons and armor and whatever else you need to fight the North King, and vice versa. You're required to fight. People on the PvE islands or people living in the kingdom cannot engage in this. And if they do, they will be dealt with very, very seriously. More than likely, a permanent boot. So keep in mind, once that happens and Judgment Hour is turned on, you can take trebuchets or whatever you need to destroy the North King's settlement. You know, just the kingdom only. No, not the... You're not going to raid, and you're not going to loot or kill anybody in their own little tiny settlement. They all need to be on the front line of that North King defending their North King. Even if they don't like them, if a server war is called, then they have to defend their side. And during Judgment Hour, once the king has fallen, the king's been killed on either side, then the opposing side, whoever killed the king, then gets to loot that king's castle for 30 minutes. So all the time you get, whatever you can carry, you know, back to home, that's it. That's all you get. Monument is then destroyed for the king that was killed for that castle. Now, in order for people to want to be king or do their trials or, you know, get the word of the people or trust or, you know, however you want to put it, in order for a new king to arise in that continent where the king was, you know, slayed, he has to go around to all the other settlements down there and gain approval. Now, nobody from the north side If they kill the South King, nobody from the North side can be king of the South unless they move and declare anything in any relations with the North. They must move and then back up the people of the South. That's the only way that move can happen. It must not have anything to do with the North side. No metagaming. No, we're not gonna. The same guild is not gonna own both castles. We're not gonna do that, and we do have a way to find out. So, since that's established, um, there's going to be events whenever we can make them. My girlfriend and I, we are owner operators. We own our own semi. There is some days that we're not going to be around, um, and we're going to try to make sure we hold events as often as we possibly can with good rewards. We want a real strong, good player-run economy. Our goal is to keep the server up as long as we possibly can, um, without a wipe. And I'm thinking we could probably easily reach the 6 month mark before we have to do a soft wipe. When it comes to the soft wipe, anything that is not protected by your monuments or your radius, your guild radius, will be reset to the normal map settings. So new resources, new terrain. It's all going to be built back how it originally was before anyone touched it. Anything outside of the claim. Um, So basically, when it comes to raiding, what we're looking for is if you're a part of the south side and you want to raid the north side, um, as long as it's at night and you're truly from the south side attacking the north side, you are able to go and pick a settlement and raid them. But in order to get over the wall, you must build something realistic within game frame to be able to get over that wall. Um, we're wanting to go for minimal rules. So crybabies, we're not going to deal with. It has to be realistic. If someone finds you not being realistic, there's going to be 3 warnings before you're booted. Um, we will talk to you and teach you the right way to do it within our standards. We want, realistic role playing. We want realistic fights. We want to go as realistic as we possibly can. That's why we are putting in, no stone or castle structures for people that are normalized people. Um, so when it comes to raiding, no horse jumping. If you can build it and actually jump over it, we will allow that. Try to be respectful when you raid a settlement. Try not to raid the same settlement any more than 3 hours apart, would be my general rule. Like I said, just make sure you're realistic about it. Now, if they're trying to defend and you have 4 or 5 guys versus their one, I would much rather you do a 1v1 with that person of that settlement so they feel like they have a chance. Otherwise, they are allowed to get up on the wall and shoot arrows at you and shoot naphtha pots and whatever means of defense that they possibly can. If you have 5 armored guys and you trap them and they make way and they break out into the water and they're swimming and you can't get them, we will allow that, but there is no teleporting home from the water. Anyone caught doing that will be banned. But you can run to the water, yes. But that also means that if that raiding party takes off their armor and has enough time to swim out there and take a picture right next to you or call a GM over when they're right next to you and they catch you there, you must either go to land and fight or give up whatever belongings you have on you to them to sacrifice, your skill loss. That is the way we're going to do it because generally speaking, heavy armored opponents cannot go out in the water if you're out in the water, but we do want it to be realistic. We're not going to, make the waters off limits. Just do not teleport don't teleport or log out from the water. If you do successfully evade an attacking party, And I'm gonna say a solid minute that they can't see you. You've lost sight of them, and they've lost sight of you. I would say um, you could teleport home, but be respectful and be realistic about that. Let's see what other problems that we could probably find. Oh, when it comes to the arena and we're holding events there, there will be hired guards, and the guards will be from whatever settlement, from wherever on the map. They're going to be paid to protect people up in the stands, and we will allow fight gambling. Um, so, if two parties want to bet X amount of gold on one fighter, in the hopes that he'll win, you know, be respectful about that. You can gamble that. If you fairly lose, pay your coin over. Anyone caught fighting in the arena will either be dealt with uh, blunt force from the guards and knocked out, or the two people caught fighting will be thrown in the pit, and the events will be paused, and whoever's fighting will have to wait, and those two can duke it out. Um, there's going to be paid player versus monster fights. You can earn coin by defeating monsters. Mainly, it's going to be boars, bears, and wolves that you can fight. The general rule about that is if you die, you get no coin and you don't get to keep your gear if you're going in to fight for money. During the actual gladiator arena, there is no looting. Armor will be supplied to you, and there is no taking the armor outside of the arena. If the event's over with, you need to put your armor back in the chests that are in the underground portion of the arena where the gladiators will meet and train and, gear up and do all that sorts of stuff. Um, and then they can receive their coin on the eastern side of the castle walls, the actual arena. There is a fighter check-in right next to the underground tunnels for the arena. If you're going to participate in the arena, you need to meet in the back and sign up. And there's going to be individual rules for how the event's going to go depending on whatever event it is. There's going to be a multitude of events, so just kind of look forward to all that. Um, Other than that, just welcome to the server. I hope you guys get the best experience that you can out of this. We want to be fair and we want to give most of the power back to the people. If you have someone who's a troubling gamer, really just wants to break the rules all around constantly, they will be dealt with. Just be respectful and be realistic, and don't be afraid to role play. That role playing is not mandatory. However, if someone role plays with you, try to role play back, not to ruin their gaming experience. This is a fantastic game when everyone role plays. Um, Other rules. I mean, once again, I'm going to enforce if you're not a part of a kingdom, meaning only king and queen and guards. Certain people can live inside that king's castle. That's fine, but there's only going to be one structure, one castle structure for each continent. Except for the arena or maybe the Hunger Games island or, another event island. Both of those are event islands. Um, Monument sizes. We don't want anyone who's going to be a one-person guild with, um, a maxed out monument. We don't want that. So I think generally the rule is tier two is 2 to 4 people. Um, and we'll say 4 to 6 is tier 3, 6 to 10 is tier 4. We'll try that out and we'll see how that goes. Another thing I'm going to touch on is the outposts. Normally servers don't allow outposts. I think that a kingdom meaning the king can have his own outpost section, but it must be as close as possible to that king as he possibly can. Try not to have it to where it's taking up way too much space. Same thing for the south. You can have an outpost, just kind of keep it in a generalized area as close as you possibly can to you and allow space for other people to build. Um, Other than that, I mean, no glitching. Don't be fighting during the day. It's not KOS during the day. It's KOS at night. Um, and try to interact with one another with role playing. Don't attack the same person every time and not role play if they're trying to role play with you. Be respectful. Come up with something. Hey, the South wants revenge for the blood of my brother, the death of my brother, and blame it on him or blame it on someone in the Northern Kingdom who looks like you is the person. It's not mandatory, but, just be respectful and kind of make the game something greater than, what it already is. Use your imagination. Anyway, with that, I think all the rules are definitely gone over. Um, Stumps and stuff like that I'm already taken care of. So just make sure you look forward to the events. Earn your coin through the market. Um, the High Queen is going to make a area next to the shop that she will buy and sell regional items. So you can get in contact with her about that. We're going to further work on the process of trying to figure out why the animals are sometimes getting stuck. As far as I understand it, I believe that it's because of the map and terrain size of the custom maps. So sometimes tracks are going to be under the ground. I'm trying my best to figure out a way to fix that. But that code for the aggressions and the peaceful animals, the retreating, the attacking, and pathing of those animals are governed on the original map and the size of how it was, whether it be 25 squares here and 24 squares here is where the normal tracking would be, and now it's somewhere in between, which is still underneath this one. So I've got to figure out a way to be able to fix that. So, alrighty, well, happy gaming and be nice to each other, be respectful, and I hope you enjoy the Neithl Kingdom. If you have any further questions, just put them in Discord. Alrighty, goodbye.